Today we explore a 5-acre property filled with ancient and vintage history that only the naked eye can see. Sitting beyond the enormous environment of trees in upstate New York lays this magnificent piece of property, leased and sold in 1976. The buyers were in for a huge milestone of ambition, love, and hope. However, due to old age and a lack of interest in the acres, pieces of vintage artifacts are rotting away from the sun. Bees and other animals swarm to take a piece of human nature that is older than maybe you or I currently are. From an abandoned trailer last on the road in 1987, abandoned cars and pickups not on the road more than 10 years ago, and vintage artifacts slowly being buried by the environment. Come along as I explore the last remaining pieces of human history in this enormous property. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. It's your boy Chance here, back up with another banger. And today we're gonna explore this whole backyard area. You've seen the trailers of this video, so I'm gonna put some tick spray on and let's get right into it. Alright guys, we're heading towards the trail. So the first thing you notice is these trailers over here. And it's been so sudden. And then now we see these two plant houses. Let's see if I can get to the first one. Oh, it's very moist in here. There's no water running at all. Hold on. There's an old radio. Working screen doors, if it could. Labels and temperature all over. Dirt. Old model. Let's see if I can focus that right there. Okay, here we go. There we go, guys. We got it. Wow. Exterior, sorry. That's crazy work. Some sort of something down here. I don't know what that is for. Plants all over here. Wow. I didn't even realize this. They had bags on my name. Wow. This was from like 2019, 2018. That's sad. We were never able to use those. Let me take a look at this bottle here. Hope there's no bugs over here. Said insecticide. Ugh. Is there a date over here? 1926. It's really bad. On this other shed house, let's see if we can access it. We can, but it's very moist in here. I don't think I'd last a second over here, so we're just gonna shut that off. Right over here is an outside boiler. No smoke is up yet. It's been here all over. Same as this glass pan over here. Then we walk over here and then we see got a lot of, what is it called? Cocoa coir or whatever. That's some red mulch. All over these trees. And over here is where junk pile goes. This pile used to be a lot bigger than normal. We used to have big piles of washers and dryers over here. but those were all donated. You can clearly see this net is completely molded. And all its other car parts and tractor pieces, it's all rusted out from the sunlight. You can still see some appliances still here. I don't know what this is. Is this a cooker? Oven? Probably an oven. I think this is parts of the oven, since I feel like that's... No. There's a scooter over here. More ovens, and right over here where this little wasp or hornet is a fridge. And we're not going to open that since there's literally a cricket up to that door. And so we're just going to disregard that. Here's an abandoned tractor. Hasn't been on the lawn since, or been on the work. I think it used to be someone else's, but it's just been sitting there collecting bugs ever since. It's been parked over here. I don't know if it's been a year or so. I can't really tell, but dang. Over here is a 92, 94 Ford F-150 XLT, white in color. Is used as a farm truck. Has a snow plow in it, so it's used for plowing. It has not been on the road since 2009. So this thing, oh, there's a wood bee. I'm just gonna step right all over it. Hope I don't get stung. So you see, 2009, red interior. Everything is rusted out. Everything is rusted out. There's a blue trunk panel over here. Old 4x4 font. Oh, and there's a hornet over here, so we're gonna walk away. What's surprising is that these metal windshield wipers, this one is completely rotted out, but this one is not. This other side of the thing, it's all black. So that's pretty surprising. Here's another tractor. Fun fact, this tractor was actually mine. I used to tow a lot of wood down here, like small pieces of wood. But it's just sat here collecting moss. Foam is all rusted out. Let me see if it's crunchy. Yeah, it's fragile. Gear shifters here with the fly. Engine would be at the back. Here's the seat. Usually be all folded. There's the brake, reverse and whatnot. Oh, that's the clutch. There's the brake. RX-75. An old Clifton Park sign. Yeah, just over here. I think this plate was from 91. That's pretty cool. Here's a trailer. It's still being used to this day. Pretty cool. The fields of firewood over here and here. I don't think these haven't been touched at all. Or some of it has been taken apart of. Here's an old wood splitter. As you can see, the metal is extremely rotted out. The carpet is absolutely molded from all the rain that we've been getting. Here is a huge campfire down over here. We got that and 2 wood trailers for the tractor. Pretty nifty. Right over here we have a barrel, just a red paint out barrel. Really old, but I want to take a look at this one. This one is a Shasta Industries trailer home. This thing has not been on this road since 1987. That is an insane amount. You never believe how old this trailer actually is. I'm gonna do a Google search. Here's some, I believe it's red copper or metal pipes or something. But yeah, everything is rotted out. This is a rat-infested trailer. The entire coveralls have been ripped from the rats. Everything is destroyed. Every single nook and cranny has been infested by rats. This would-be stands right here is collecting pollen. This is really bad. This is a really bad shape, I know. We've never been in this area. Can I just open the door? Is it still open? I used to go in here for like a minute and then walk out. Yeah. Look at that. Wow. That is really bad. They got a bowl out there. That's disgusting. Let me know if you guys want to do a late night video. Here's an ex-cargo storage or whatever it is. It's not for a truck. Here's an old trailer. I don't think it has a plate on it. We can check. Oh, it does. 2010s. It's a yellow license plate. So, it might have been here a long time. Okay, so I did a Google search on the trailer. It was made in 1976. So it's been on the road for 11 years, and then it was not here till it was parked out on the road in 1987. So 11 years. I think so, yeah. 11 years. It's 1976, 1987. So almost past this, but we have a bunch of buckets and whatnot. Huge tankers, or whatever they're called, liquid tankers or water units or whatever. Everything's rotted out. Here's a liquid storage unit, 2581. I don't know if it's really something that's holding up like acid or whatever, but it has something on there, so we're not gonna mess with it. We have a bunch of buckets and barrels, so oil barrels. Over here is a dump truck. Russell Lodestar 600. There is a bee's nest in here, so we're not gonna get too close into it. But yeah, this was an old dump truck. Probably been on the road from 1900s and like 1960s and stopped in 1990. So I don't really know. There's no plate on it. There's no registration. So we're going to screw that one off. Over here we have a 1970s Ford Ranger XLT F250 Ranger in the 1970s. Registration August 1996. Everything is molded out. I don't think you can even see from the window. Can you? I believe so. It's focusing. Oh yeah, look at that. You can clearly see through the mold. It's a super cab. There's no end of the truck, but this was on the road since like in the 1970s to 1996. And this has just been parked here, so pretty cool. I want to take a moment to appreciate the silence of our forest here in Clifton Park. Still green as it is, and it will be still green to this day. Moving on, we have a bunch of storage pieces. We have a bunch of batteries over here. There's a water heater. I think this was a crops machine. There's a rim, buckets, water storages or whatever it's called. We have a bunch of car batteries over here. I don't know why. And here's an old fridge. This light green, mint green thing, that is an old fridge. So, and then above that, behind the other side of this little thingy, this little shack thingy, is old buckets. So that's cool. Over here we have a little scoopy machine. I don't know what it's really called. I think this is a scooper pooper or whatever it's called. Really weird name, but I don't know, chat. And over here we have old 1970s Ford Thunderbirds. So here's a little backstory. So my grandfather bought an old 1970s Ford Thunderbird, this blue one. He had this one for a while, but then he had to scrap it. So he bought another Ford Thunderbird, scrapped that, and then placed the parts up here. And that's what it turned into. Old Ford Thunderbird. This has just been placed up in here, never been placed over here again. Let me see if I can go over here to see the damage of the interior, because I remember the interior was absolutely abominated. Was an abomination over here. I wonder if it's still disgusting. Yup. Oh, they took the parts out of it. Well, there's an old rim over here. I don't think I can go through here to take a deeper look at this one. I'm sorry. This is I think this is a bulldozer or whatever. Oh, this is a pusher machine. You can see it from all the little levers. The wheels and stuff are extreme, axles and whatnot. They're extremely rotted out. Machine is completely unavailable. I-4 truck. But yeah, everything's just rotted out. Gross, bro. I was gonna wrap up the video over here, but I forgot the other side. So, over here, we have an old Suzuki 230 shaft Suzuki ATV. It's an older one. Electric start. I think it says quadratic runner or something like that. I don't know. I just did a Google search on that ATV. That was 1986. That's model year. So that is surprising. Since my dad used it up and out, it's been sitting here there ever since, and it's just been collecting dust and whatnot. But here's some junk pieces. Oh, there's my blue Jamboard. I was wondering where I want that one. Oh my god, I wanted to use that one for freaking sledding. So I had to use the older one. Like the one you had to kick to steer and all that. Here's an old barrel. Oh my goodness, okay. Still holding up old pieces of dirt, black dirt. We have old snowmobile. Been here since 2004, 2005. So it's been here for about 30 years, I think. No, 20 years. There's a bunny over here. There's just a bunch of junk over here. Here's a modern ATV. And here's a 1980s Fiat Spider convertible. I don't know if we're gonna use this one, but over here is a 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. Hasn't been on the road since 1979. So it's been, let me see, it's been on the road for 22 years. Before 1980, it was finally scrapped. Here, there's a bee's nest over here. That is the only way I can explain. Here's an old Chinese ATV I used to own. White in color. It's all molded out. Here's some old golf carts up here. Let me see if we can get a glimpse of the inside. Oh yeah, we can definitely do. Look at that. Oh, it has fur cloth seats. Wow. Here's the inside of the Fiat if you guys want. I've been there multiple times. Here's the back seat. I do not exactly know where that bee's nest is. It can be on this side or the other side, so I'm not gonna risk my life for those bees. I mean, the bee's nest could be potentially dead after here, and it just may be a whole plot full of nests, but still, we're not gonna risk it. Here's an old wheelbarrow, and here's an old Arctic Cat ATV. Oh, it's registered since 2015. Whoa. Hey guys, I'm in the garage for the wrap up of today's video. Thank you guys so much for looking in and exploring. Make sure to comment, follow, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't you don't miss out anything from me. And also guys, I forgot from the trailer area, let me know if you guys want a little exploration one night show just to get my jitteries up and maybe get a little backstory or whatnot in the trailer. But anyways guys, that's gonna wrap up. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.